Let's take a look at how to draw repeating shapes in Illustrator. So there are a couple of methods here, and we'll take a look at each one of them one by one. So to begin with, I'm gonna start with this ellipse tool. Let's just take this ellipse here, and first method is we need to go to the object menu, and within the transform, there we have transform each. You can also use the shortcut Alt Shift Control D. Click here. You will have such properties with this pop-up. And let's say I want to scale this down. So let's just take it 90. So it will scale down the horizontal and 90 as well. So it took down this as well. In case I do scale corners, in case I don't have this, in this case I don't have the corners, so it will stay as it is. Let's say in case I want to move this, I can move this as well, but I don't want to move this. So I'll just use the transform only, and we'll make a pattern out of this. I'll just give OK, keep the rest of it as it is. Give OK. I made a mistake here. Now I need to do copy, transform each, and instead of OK, I had to give copy. So once you give this copy, you can now go to object, transform. It will remember the previous properties and will apply to the current object. So it will go 90% down. And I can keep repeating this. As you see that we have a shortcut of transform again as Control D. I can just go ahead, Control D, and keep repeating this pattern like so. So there I have my repeating shape with respect to scale only. Next, let's take a look at with angle as well. So I'm going to take this and delete this. Okay, go to object, transform each, and with this time I'm going to keep it 100%. Let's just say I want to give it particular angle. This is the center point. Where do you want to keep the center point? Currently it is at the center. I can change this. Let's say I'll take this. First do it with the center one, and then we'll see with the rest of the other ones. Give a copy, and there you have it. I'll just give Control D and move forward with my design. Control D I'm pressing, and there you have your repeating shapes and patterns. Let's just remove the fill here and take a look at that. Now it looks much better. Okay, I can also control the strokes and work with the till I find it aesthetically pleasing. Anyway, so I'll just take a copy of this, Alt drag here, delete this shape, maybe just keep it. Yeah. So go to object, transform each. In this case, I'm gonna do the corner here. So as you can see, it did tilt a bit. Just give a copy and give Control D, and it took like so. I'll just move this, Control G. So that is your repeating shape and pattern here. It's kind of weird. Here it took off, and okay, now let's try with a different shape here. I'm gonna take this, use the direct selection tool, select these 2 points, and convert these 2 points. Okay, all right, let's go to object, transform each. I'll just keep it centered right now, and let's say I will scale this right 90 degree by 90 degree. Just give OK. Control D, and let's see what happened here. Okay, didn't I didn't give copy instead of that, so I made the mistake here. Let's go back to that again. Object, transform each, and this time give a copy. Okay, make sure you do the same, and you won't have to face the same mistakes again and again. Okay, Control D, and there I have my repeating shapes. Pretty cool. So in case I want to make multiple buttons, like these are some buttons here, I can just hold Alt and drag this shape and give Control D, and can give equal spacing without using the alignment tool, like that. Right, so just give a Control G group, and maybe you want to center this, so just give a center, and you're good to go with the layout. So that's an important tool, transform, repeat shapes like this. Right. So next we have another. Here we have distort and transform. We have this transform option here. Let's take a shape first. So I'm gonna take ellipse tool, and let's just select this one point and make this a corner. Now I'm gonna go to this effect, go to distort and transform, go to transform. This is a rather complex tool, so let's just go choose this here and rotate this 5 degree, and let's just give a copy here. As you can see, I can change this degree here. Let's just give 20 here. So I can give here 8 copies. 360 divided by 20 would be 12. So I can give 12 copies, and it will give me a perfect circle. Anyway, so I can also work with scale and move here, but other than that option, we have option of copies. That is one more add point here. So just give OK, and you have this. I gave the number of copies less here, so let's just go back and give more copies this time, and 20 degree and 12 copies. Just do this here, increase the number of copies. Yeah, 17 works, right? I guess 17. Yeah. Okay, so I have created this effect. Let's just take it here. Yeah, I shifted the fill to stroke, and there we have our repeating shape. And see all these shapes, how they are linked with one object. In case you want to make them separate, then you can just go to object and expand appearance, and now each one of them is separate. First, you of course need to ungroup this, and now all of these are independent. So that's your transform tool. You can do another thing is, say, take a stroke here, brush stroke here. Let's give a smooth here. Okay, smooth is fine. Let's say I would give it that. Go to effect, transform, and there we can have the effect, but I can change it. Go to distort and transform. Just give this here angle 5 degree, copies. I can give so many copies. Just one go, okay. 71 works fine. So just give okay. So there you can also change this shape, and other shapes will also change like so. So that's the second method here to create this. Go ahead and delete this. Let's just take a shape from here. I'll just copy this, Control C copy, and go to my artboard here, Control F, paste in front. Okay, so select the object. Next method is pretty much interesting. Go to repeat and give radial, and there, just in one click, I can have my radial. This slider you see, click and drag, you can increase and decrease the number of objects here, and using this slider will increase or rotate the shape. So let's just increase the shapes now that we have our shape bigger. You can just manually click and drag and set it like so. This is much more interesting and intuitive than other methods, and this is the latest update in Illustrator 2021, and you won't be able to see unless you don't have Illustrator 2021. And there you can increase or decrease these number of instances. Also you can work here, repeat options. You can give this manually, but this is much far more intuitive and flexible here. But if you're good with numbers, you can use this reverse overlap. Okay, so that's that. And let's take something like this, Control C and Control F. I'm going to make this a little bigger, and I'm going to go to Object, Repeat, and Radial. So I'm going to make this a bigger one. Take it here. I'm going to center line both of these. Select, center line horizontally. So increase the shapes, number of shapes there. So you can do something like this here. Let's just give a black outline here. So you can keep creating and make concentric circles like this, and you can end up with something very interesting and creative like so. I'm going to delete this. Let's take another shape. Delete and delete. Say I'll just take this shape. Control C and go to Control F. Here I'm just gonna give this a black fill, no outline. Okay, this is fine. Here I'm gonna set this here, scale it down a little bit. Select this, go to Object menu, go to Repeat and make grid. So here we have two sliders, and we can extend this width or height of the grid like so. And this is the spacing between objects, and this is the spacing between this object as well. So this is horizontal spacing, this is vertical spacing. We have different options here, like if I want to arrange this in different manner, brick arrangement, a different arrangement here, and this looks like bed sheet design. You can just create bed sheet design this one click. Okay, you can flip row as well there, or you can use this, and there you have your bed sheet ready. You can also work with the spacing and with here, the properties. In case you don't see this, you can go to object menu, go to repeat and options, and there you have your options here. So you can create a whole bunch of things with this very interesting option in Illustrator. Let's take a look at the mirror option here. I'm gonna take, let's say, a brush, and like so. Maybe this one. Okay. Okay. So go to object and repeat mirror. So as you can see, this has copied and pasted the object in a reverse manner. I can change the degree and increase or decrease the spacing between these two. All right. So I can go back here, and these two are same grouped object. I can control this point. This is just direct selection here. Click I need to go inside, maybe double click and select, and I can join this. Okay, I can go further like this and use your brush tool, maybe make something else as well. And create something like this. And okay, let's just create something else here. And that. You can create certain butterflies, use shapes that have symmetry. Of course, I can make it much better, but to make it, just get a gist of this tool, yeah, this looks much better. Also, you can rotate this as well. So you can just create this butterfly in a matter of seconds. Of course, it can be done much better if you give much time to this. If you have pen tablet, you can come up with some beautiful things. Maybe I'll just take an eye here. Eye. Object. Repeat mirror. And there you can have your eye as well. Maybe just gonna brush a circle. I'm not good with circles, I guess. And then, yeah, this can qualify as an eye, or the reptilian eye, I guess. Alright, so these are the three methods you can use to create repeating shapes or patterns in Illustrator.